Dear Tauruses, Taurus risings, and fellow sign mates, welcome. We are together for the week of July 6th. I can say that this week will actually a week where something changes within you. I can say that you may be waiting for some matters where you think to yourself more, repeat certain sentences in your mind, recall past subjects, and see that issues from the past are still not resolved in your head. Now, at the beginning of the week, I've already spilled water on myself once. At the beginning of the week, you might want to stay a little bit within yourself, to be a bit more alone, to distance yourself from people. None of these are in vain, because this week wants to show you an emotion you have been ignoring for a long time. This is why it is working, actually. I mean, maybe you will realize that you don't trust someone as much as you used to. Maybe you will realize that you have internalized the topic much more. Maybe you will see how much of a place something you thought you weren't making a big deal out of until today has actually taken up inside you. This week, you may feel particularly hidden topics and things going on behind the scenes and unspoken issues. Your intuition may be active. You might see someone's intentions, the true state of an environment, and things that are said or left unsaid through effects that reveal themselves. Apart from your intuition, by the way, things might come your way. So that's how it was, as if. Now, you shouldn't confuse intuition with fear. I mean, you need to separate your inner voice from your anxiety. Let me state this clearly, because something inside you will constantly be talking. Okay, there are old resentments and old fears. Along with these, are your anxieties speaking, or is your intuition speaking? I mean, you need to distinguish this a little bit. For example, regarding a relationship, where you say, okay, I'm sensing this. Are you really sensing it? Or is your mind completing it as if it's going to happen that way due to the insecurities and anxiety problems you've experienced in the past? It is very important to distinguish this, because here your anxieties and fears can act like your intuition. You need to be careful. This week, an old wound regarding yourself may become more visible. What is this? Topics such as whether you are valued, whether you are found sufficient, or whether you are truly accepted while being loved might touch your heart a bit. Even someone's tiny word can affect you more than you thought. Even in a situation where you would normally say, oh, let it go. This week you might see things that really weigh on you, because the issue isn't that single word. The issue is the question of how valuable you are, which has been accumulating inside you for years. How valuable do you feel yourself to be? How much do those around you know your own value? Or when no one knows your worth, do you collapse morally yourself? Or is it enough for you to know your own worth? These kinds of inquiries and related topics will lead from one thing to another, trying to show you the importance of the value you place on yourself. Actually, the sky is dark. True, but no, don't need anyone but all of us from time to time want to feel that. I try so hard, I make such an effort, and I want to get something in return, because when someone trusts you with your loved ones or something you've taken responsibility for, you do more than everything in your power to reciprocate it. But then it feels like, am I being foolish here? When you don't get anything in return, you are not. You are living out your own personality. They are those people. They might not be appreciating things. They might not be seeing things. That is a problem related to them. Maybe they see it as weakness. Maybe they want to take credit for what you've done. So, Kat, you are the one who determines your reaction to them. It is your character, your choices, and your reactions to events or days. Like someone provoked me, so I yelled at them. I mean, people can provoke others. I'm trying to say that how we behave in this situation is entirely up to us. Actually, this is a very deep subject. I'm continuing without diving too deep into these things. A matter related to home might come up. By the way, if you have issues like buying or selling a house, redecorating at home, or hosting your loved ones for a meal, such topics may come to the agenda, meaning there is some activity inside the home. A bit of a crowd, a bit of communication, like wanting to make this place a nicer space. Or you might get support from your family, for instance. Or there could be, like in some talk about money involving the family. Now, it's not just joyful moments. On the family side, old conversations might also come up. A word spoken in the past, something related to your sibling, your inner circle, balago, a tiny issue within the family, like a message gets brought up. A topic related to a message opens. It goes in completely different. There is a grudge. A situation occurs where you say, oh yes, I went through something like that too, regarding that. I mean, even if that topic isn't brought up directly, you could be pulled into a subject that takes you back to the past while other things are being discussed. There is actually significant activity regarding your immediate circle as well. Your immediate circle could be close friends you see often, your cousins or your siblings. I'm talking about people you see as close, meaning you might go on short trips, you might have more meetings, messaging may increase, you may need to go somewhere and come back, you may need to have a conversation. An old piece of news might come back to you, for example. You might say, oh, okay, there was a misunderstanding here. I could fix these things now if I wanted to. The thing you need to pay attention to here is that if you try to be right in every conversation, you might actually miss the thing you want to hear. I mean, what's important is what you want. What is your purpose? What is your goal? Moving towards that. I mean, whether you've been proven right or not in some things, what do you want to achieve? You need to focus on what you want to achieve and move forward with that. Otherwise, if you want to be right about things, maybe you are very right and you even end up being proven right, but you will see that there is no point in being right if you don't achieve what you wanted. Regarding your career, like, the space is starting to feel too small for me. It could be an influence where you say, I want more, I want more. Meaning this position, this work I'm doing doesn't satisfy me spiritually or financially. I'm talking about an influence where you might feel like you're giving so much more, but not getting what you want in return. You might have some internal questioning about this. In the meantime, it's the time when you want to spend more time with Tamalios Bala Atay. Mali Benilo. Of course, if you live alone and are far from your family, you might be in more contact with your close friends. By the way, regarding love, an old pattern might be closing for you. You might completely distance yourself from a relationship dynamic that constantly makes you feel worthless, makes you feel waiting, gives nothing in return, and makes you doubt yourself. I'm not saying it's a sharp break, but you might make such a decision inside that, as it sometimes happens, you say, I don't want to feel this way anymore. This is exactly a very important week of awareness for Taurians regarding love. If you are in a relationship that makes you question yourself, you do something, and you're very sure of it, then you think, oh, I shouldn't have done that, I guess. Yes, I did that. I made them angry. Why did I do that? Naturally, if I do this, that happens. If a person constantly makes you feel worthless, guilty, or second-guessing yourself, you can decide, okay, I'm making these decisions about this now, and draw boundaries in different ways in your own lives. You can distance yourself, keep your distance, leave or stay. You can develop different strategies, but it will be a process where you realize you don't want to move forward in the same way. Regarding health, you might feel tired because of this issue of work. If you can't see the value you want, you might feel exhausted, lethargic, have low energy. All of this is actually a need to pull yourself together and at the same time make your energy much more visible. And as long as you realize your own worth, there's also a great chance to move forward in the way you want with yourself. The most powerful message of this week for you is that you no longer just want to endure things. You want peace. And what you mean by peace is distinguishing the people who tire you out, demanding the rewards for your labor, and moving forward by feeling safe in your home and within yourself, and not consuming yourself while working. This week we'll put all of these in front of you with a message, a conversation, something. It means something has to change here. You may experience some events that will show their effect. Dear fellow zodiac signs, thank you for listening to me. You would make me very happy if you liked the video, subscribe and comment. I thank you all very much for your support. Thank you so much. See you later. Goodbye.